Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan Hamer here. I wanted to talk to you guys about coping mechanisms. And for those of you who don't know what coping mechanisms are, essentially when something goes sideways or you have a situation that is painful, hurtful, frustrating, angry, or whatever, you do something to deal with that stress. And there are many different coping mechanisms that people employ, and they can range anywhere from drinking to drugs to eating to silence to lashing out at someone else, isolation, playing the blame game, blaming somebody else for your current set of circumstances. Some people pray, some people meditate. What's your crutch? What do you do? Maybe you're not even aware that you're doing it. Maybe you're not even aware that you have a go-to mechanism of choice. And sometimes, well, a lot of times, that's what people do. They go to what's easy for them. Some people go to the bottle because they figure it's easier to take a drink. Some people will light up and smoke a cigarette or something else. Some people will go to something harder to escape whatever stress or tragedy that they are going through temporarily. It's a temporary escape. Some people feel the need to call a friend and talk to their friend and help them through the situation. Some people, they don't do that. They will sit and suffer in silence. Other people will call a friend and just vent and vent and vent. Some people will go party and pretend that there is no problem, that there is no issue. What is your crutch? Do you think you have a crutch? Have you thought about it? Have you talked about it with anyone else? And I'm just trying to get at you guys to see if you're aware of your coping mechanism. And is your coping mechanism helping you? A lot of times, sometimes we resort to coping mechanisms that don't even help us. Coping mechanisms that bring us down, coping mechanisms that hurt others as well. If you're going through a situation that is very painful, whether it be an argument, a breakup, the death of a loved one, the loss of a job, or just a really bad situation, what do you do? And just know that what you do will certainly affect not just yourself, but it'll affect others. Your life is not a vacuum. You don't live alone, and there are other people in your life, and just note that sometimes when you jump into something to sort of cover the pain of something else, it will not just affect you, but it'll affect others in your life. And it's definitely something to keep in mind and definitely something to think about. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Leonie. I know a lot of people that are going through a lot of stressful times. It's that time of year. Sometimes there are people in your life that aren't there anymore. They've either passed away or they've left and they've gone out of your life for whatever reason. And you yourself might not be in the best physical shape. You might be going through a health issue, or you might have just lost your job or what have you. How you deal and how you handle the situation is a testament to your strength, is a testament to your character, and it's not easy for everyone to just get up. It's not easy to stand up and deal with the stress and deal with the pain. And are you asking for help when you need to? Are you finding a way to channel your frustration? Are you finding a way that won't hurt you, hinder you, hold you back, or put you in a worse situation than you were in before? It's certainly something to think about. It's certainly something that you want to keep in mind. And can you honestly say that you've acknowledged your crutch? Do you have one? Some people turn to food. Some people turn to cooking. Some people turn to cleaning. Some people lash out at others. And some people become downright mean. And some people become a shell of themselves. Is that the best way to deal with a situation that is unfortunate, unexpected, and negative? No, but we're all human, and it happens. And everyone deals with things in different ways because we're all human. I guess the purpose of this message today is just, I want everybody to acknowledge the fact that, you do have a crutch. You might not know what it is. Somebody might have to point it out to you because you might not necessarily realize what you do, when you do it, how you do it. And Haley, I think that we all have our own crutches. Acknowledge them. And if they are helping you, then great. Continue on with them. If they are hindering you, then maybe you need to find another crutch. Or maybe you need to recognize that you don't need one. I have friends who are not in the greatest of health, and I admire their strength. And they have no idea how much they inspire and touch others. The strength to be able to wake up and get up and go play with your kids when you don't even have the energy to blink. The strength to get up and hug your wife or hug your husband when you don't have the energy to continue, or you're in so much pain that it hurts to think, and you're in so much pain that it hurts to blink. But you get up and you push yourself, because maybe you have kids that you live for. Maybe you have their future which you continue to push for. And find it within yourself. Find the strength within you to get up and push forward. Just maybe a couple more inches, maybe one more exercise, maybe one more step, maybe one more conversation. Maybe that's all you need. But you don't need negative crutches. You don't need to go for the bottle. You don't need to go and smoke. And you don't need to lash out at others. Because at the end of the day, we're human. And, Maslow said, in his hierarchy of human needs, you need people. You need to feel the sense of belonging. And if you lash out and you push everyone who actually cares about you away, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. Well, some people do shop and party, and that is, that's a temporary relief. You can do that. You can run out and shop and party, but it is only temporary, because you're going to come back and whatever you bought isn't going to fit you, or you're not going to use it anymore, and you're still going to be miserable. You're going to party, but the lights come on at the end of the night. And you're still going to have to go back to your home in your four corners. And if you're by yourself, you might be miserable. And if you're with somebody, you might be miserable to that person. So if you don't acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm not happy, hey, I'm miserable, or hey, I need help, hey, I need to talk to somebody, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, you're going to see people within your own circle of trust, your own circle of friends that are going through something. And they might not show it. A quote from Shakespeare I always like to say is, there is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. You will not know, you will not see, you will not understand what a person is thinking, feeling, or going through by looking at their face. And when you talk to them and you listen to their tones, you listen to what they are saying and how they're saying it, that's when you're able to discern that, hey, maybe they're going through a stressful time. Maybe there's something up. Maybe there's something wrong. Do not always listen to everything that comes out of a person's mouth. Listen to what they are saying. And once you are able to do that, you will be aware of a lot more than what you initially thought. So if you guys are getting some value out of what I'm saying, please let me know. I appreciate you guys taking the time to jump in and watch. Hey Des, good morning. How are you, cousin? And I just want to, I think about these things. I have quite a few friends who are going through some troublesome times, and I just wanted to share some of what I perceive and some of what I think with a lot of y'all on my timeline. And I think it's important because a lot of people don't talk about depression, and they don't talk about frustration. And it's that time of year where a lot of people, they become introverts. They revert into themselves, and they jump into the food, and they start eating a lot, and it's to cover up something deeper. They start drinking a lot, and they use the holiday as an excuse to continue drinking, or to drink even more. And you wonder why you'll have that friend or that family member who just might start lashing out at you, and they might start being mean for some strange reason. You don't know why they're blaming you for things. You don't have a clue, but it goes deeper than what's on the surface. Everyone is going through something at any point in time, and it's recognizing not just your own crutches or your own coping mechanisms, but it's recognizing the coping mechanisms of others and those around you. Because once you're able to do that, you'll have a better and clear idea and understanding of how to deal with them, how to handle them. Do you need to use kid gloves, or do you need to fight fire with fire, or do you need to just completely ignore their sharp-edged tongue? Because that's what happens, when somebody's going through something and they're using the coping mechanism of anger, blame, frustration, and they lash out at you. You can't take it seriously. Well, not necessarily take it seriously, but you can't take it personally, because it's not about you. A lot of times people don't realize that the frustration of others is not about them. You get into an argument with your partner, your friend, or your spouse. Sometimes it's not about you. The issue is not about you personally. It's something deeper. It's something under the surface that you don't initially see. And once you recognize that as human beings, we all have different coping mechanisms, different ways that we deal with different situations, recognize your own and recognize those of others, and you'll be able to sort of navigate the social pathways a lot better. Your relationships can improve once you're able to figure that out. Anyhow, I want to say thanks again for taking the time to listen to what I had to say. Hopefully you got some value from this, and please feel free to share it with a friend, somebody who you know who might be going through a difficult time, or somebody who you think would appreciate hearing what I had to say. And everyone needs their own kind of stress relief. Everyone needs to talk about it or recognize it. Thanks again, and y'all have a great day. Peace.